For coming this morning. My name is Alex Ewan. I'm a conservative candidate for the Markham Thornhill. I'm pleased to introduce my colleagues, Sarah Fisher, Daniel Lee, David Tom, our famous Michael Marr, and my very good friend Carlson Managakis, and Sean Hu. We have an echo, so actually what that means is we want to make sure our media friend actually can hear this at least twice. This is an important message for Canadians, specifically for this upcoming election. Today we'll outline some of the evidence that clearly demonstrate that Justin Trudeau Liberal are considering further decriminalize of illicit substance if elected on Monday, which is October 21st. On the issue of hard drug legalization, Liberal Party leader Justin Trudeau has clearly demonstrated again that he is completely hypocrite. At the French leader debate, Conservative leader Andrew Scheer asked Trudeau directly whether or not he would legalize or decriminalize hard drugs. Justin Trudeau refused to answer, and he said, "Not right now." In reality, the Liberal Party is already working hard to push hard legalization and decriminalize. At the Liberal Party convention, and the Liberal-dominated I thought we have a mic. Dominated Parliamentary Health Committee, members already passed resolution in supporting his plan. If the Liberal Party gets re-elected, hard drug will be legalized. Justin Trudeau and the Liberal were just getting started with the legalization of marijuana. The legalization of hard drugs will not only hurt Canadians and harm our otherwise stirring international reputation. Canadians have a right to know this information. The Conservative Party has used social media as well as other channels to expose risk of potential re-elected Trudeau government. In response, the Liberal Party has led to smear the Conservative Party in English and Chinese language media. They have instructed Chinese candidates to release an important statement claiming that the Conservatives are lying to Canadians and in particular to Chinese Canadians. In reality, it is the Liberal Party that is lying to Chinese Canadians. The Liberal plan to legalize hard drugs as long as it's reported on the mainstream media in English. As a result, the majority of the Chinese Canadian vote has been unable to receive timely and accurate information on this issue. In the recent interview with Chinese language media, Andrew Scheer criticized Justin Trudeau for being a hypocrite. Trudeau claimed Justice Independent as the reason why he could not politically interfere in the court proceeding of Meng Wanzhou. However, at the same time, he interfered in the case of the construction giant SNC Lavalin. This demonstrates that Trudeau is not trustworthy and completely lacks principles. He has lost the moral authority to lead our great country. Mr. Scheer also said that the Liberal Party rushed the legalization of marijuana. This has caused a number of serious problems, including lack of education for minors regarding marijuana consumption. A future Conservative government will address these issues. As Mr. Scheer has stated that it is a very real possibility the Liberal will move to legalize additional hard drugs. He has promised that Conservatives will say no to further drug legalization. Canadians are now leading to the poll, and we cannot allow hypocrites to run the country. Only the Conservative Party will help you get ahead. In order to prevent drug legalization, illegal drug legalization, Remember to vote Conservative on October 21st and to put full support behind a majority Conservative government. Thank you.
All those opposed to the resolution? Motion carried. Thank you very much. Susie?
Nous allons maintenant examiner la politique numéro 2.
We are now going to policy number 2, entitled Address the Opioid Crisis Through a Public Health Approach. I would invite a sponsor to present the resolution and to explain this policy in 1 minute or less.
Go ahead, Nathan.
So my name is Nathaniel Erskine-Smith. I'm a member of Parliament from Regions East York, and I'm here to speak on behalf of our National Caucus, which sponsored this resolution. It's been endorsed by Liberal leader Bob Rae, former Liberal leader Bob Rae, Canadian Mental Health Association, medical and health experts across the country, and families who have lost loved ones. Last year, over 4,000 Canadians are estimated to have died because of the opioid crisis. The year before, almost 3,000. We need new solutions. We need to treat health. We need to treat drug use as a health issue, not a crime. We need to expand harm reduction and treatment options, and we need to remove the criminal sanction for low-level possession to stop stigmatizing the very people we want to save. I'm proud of our government for expanding harm reduction by restoring it as a key pillar of our drug strategy, by expanding safe consumption sites and injecting $230 million in the recent budget to expand access to treatment, but we need to do more. The Portuguese model has had success. It has saved lives, and it's reclassified drug use as a health issue and puts people out of the criminal system.
Thank you, Nathan. Do I see any delegates wish? Oh, sorry, Susie. My apologies.
Merci. Est-ce qu'il y a quelqu'un?
Thank you. Thank you. I would like to know whether you want more specifics on the motion. If yes, please raise your voting card. If 50 people raise their voting cards, then we will have a debate.
Debate? Not seeing 50 cards. I'll call the vote. All those in favor of the resolution from the National Caucus? Cards up, please. Thank you. Cards down. All those opposed? Motion carried. Thank you. Congratulations.
Done in the last year, 2018, for the Federal Liberal Annual Convention in Halifax. We do have another video that will show you at the French debate when Justin Trudeau was asked whether he will actually decriminalize the hard drug, which is the illegal, illicit drug.
Ça, c'est votre agenda secret, de légaliser, décriminaliser les drogues lourdes. Vous avez dit ça sur la secret.
And he say not at this time, and he answered twice. Now, also at the Parliament, there was a bill, Bill C-460. Bill C-460 actually was passed the first reading, which is they voted for majority in favor of the National Policy Convention and in the Parliament of the Health Committee. So it is not someone who actually dreamed about it, whether the Federal Liberal Party might or may not be decriminalized all hard drugs. And this is extremely important that we need to bring forward to all our voters who is going to vote on Monday, whether we want to have Canada to have all drugs like heroin, cocaine, or any other illicit drugs that the Justin Trudeau Liberal is thinking to legalize in Canada. And this is absolutely wrong. I don't think anyone who come to Canada want to see the children or the grandchildren to involve in any hard drugs or any drugs. And we want to have everyone to have a healthy body, so that for those who need to study, for those who need to work, and also for them to live a very enjoyable life. No one should actually touch on drugs. More importantly, for the Chinese community, we know more about the Opium War back in the 1900s. So when a country, citizens, the body is weak, Canada will become a weak country and become a corrupted country, which we have no interest to see that. And I'm here to open questions for any of the candidates. Any one of you want to ask any candidates here?
Yeah, in a recent election debate, a young gentleman asked that there are many statements or advertising or claims or promises from different parties. How do anyone or the public know that it's not a fake news, misinformation or disinformation? And the other way is that if it's the false advertising, misinformation, does any law in Canada governs that, try to prevent this happens? Like, because it happens in American election, it happens in blacks election. So that means that it's going to be more this kind of irregularities in the election or upcoming municipal provincial elections. If your party get elected, will you do something to prevent it to happen or avoid it?
Thank you, Joseph. That's an excellent question, actually. We have to look at the record. Canadians can be certain that the Conservative Party has always worked to fulfill the promises they made to the electorate. We look back at the previous Conservative government, we said we would balance the budget, and we did. That was in 2015, we had a balanced budget. The same year that Justin Trudeau and the Liberals won the election in October, Justin Trudeau uttered out of his mouth and as part of his platform that he's going to have small little deficits of $10 billion per year. $10 billion, by the way, is not a small number. To him it is. He called it a small deficit of $10 billion per year for 3 years with a balanced budget in 2019. 3 months later, he presented his first budget, $30 billion deficit, 29 point something, almost $30 billion deficit. Over the course of the last 4 years, he's added over $70 billion to Canada's national debt. No sight and no plan for a balanced budget. In fact, his current platform will add upwards of about $100 billion to the national debt. There's a perfect example of somebody who says one thing when he wants to get elected, and he does something different when he gets in. The Conservative Party is the party of principle. What we say, we do. We said we would balance, we balanced. We didn't cut services, we provided excellent governance. He came in on many, many lofty promises, many of which he broke. So Canadians on Monday, October 21st, have a clear choice. Do they go with a principled party, with a principled leader like Andrew Scheer, or do they go with somebody who has lied to them repeatedly, including the very issue we are here today to discuss? They will legalize all drugs. I am confident that that is their plan. If not, they will not have voted it at the National Convention last year. Thank you.
You know, being a hypocrite, Justin Trudeau is second to none. He will be one of the masters in our country. Anyway, yeah, if you want to know what are the fake news, probably you have to do a little bit fact check. This is a very simple step. When we disclose what Justin Trudeau answered our party leader Andrew Scheer in the French debate, the Liberal Party only answered us. They said this is not true. But anyway, if you go one further step, do the fact check, you will see who will be the right, who will be the wrong. Because we mentioned it already in the last federal Liberal convention. They passed the motion already, and also one of the bill, the private member bill, C-460, that was passed in the first reading in the last parliamentary period. This is one of the bill, the Liberal Party using to test the water。OK， 嗱，我或者用中文答一答其他傳媒啦。如果講口是心非嚟講咧 ，Justin Trudeau 差唔多係一個 master 嚟㗎啦。由呢個 SNC level 至到其他嘅好多細微嘅嘢咧，好似頭先我哋另外一位同事所講嘅我哋保守黨咧一般係walk 我哋嘅 talk， 我哋講咗出嚟，我哋係會做到嘅。但係自由黨就唔係嘅，好似佢最近話我哋保守黨講佢哋嘅。將所有毒品會將會合法化，話我哋係亂講，其實唔係亂講嘅。喺佢哋自由黨入邊嘅黨團大會 membership 入邊係 pass 通過咗呢一個咁嘅 motion 嘅。當然你可以話冇法律效力，但係亦都要睇到個自由黨嘅黨團入邊咧係點樣嘅取態嘅。同時另外一樣嘢就係咧喺過去個國會期間咧Bill C-460呢個標咧係 private member bill， 係 backbencher 自由黨嘅國會議員提出嚟嘅，係通過咗第一次初讀通過咗嘅。呢個咧係自由黨用嚟試下個水溫，試下個民間嘅反應嘅。呢一個咧佢哋都係計算在內嘅咁如果我哋作為保守黨嘅候選人咧，唔將呢件事公佈俾天下，公佈俾特別係好少讀呢個或者因為個接觸層面有限咧，好少讀到英文傳媒嘅話咧，係令到佢哋有知道嘅權利嘅。自由黨會真真正正係想將呢個毒品，所有毒品都合法化。嗱，唔好同我哋爭論非刑事化同合法化嘅問題，因為假如唔係有刑事責任嘅話咧，任何人都可以買呢個毒品咧，係非常恐怖嘅事嘅咁所以咧。我哋亦都係有責任將呢件事公佈俾所有中文傳媒聽，亦都有責任講俾你哋咁多人聽。我哋唔可以俾自由黨再 take 4年嘅 power， 因為如果再有4年嘅話咧，無論喺道德上，無論喺呢個財政上，我哋都蒙受相當大嘅損失嘅。咁所以希望大家咧就喺嚟緊嘅星期一10月21號咧，無論你係邊一個社區，無論你係邊一個 riding， 你都應該投保守黨嘅一票，因為只有保守黨先至可以將自由黨呢個咁樣嘅不義之舉係阻於國會嘅門外，呢個係相當重要嘅。同時，自由黨嘅候選人咧，佢哋不斷咁樣話我哋係造謠，話我哋冇理由，但係唔好 sell 呢啲 lip service 啦。你講出嚟，我哋有咩講錯咗先？如果我哋冇講錯咗，自由黨嘅黨魁 Justin Trudeau 真正喺個 French debate 度係講 not right away， 同埋自由黨嘅後座議員係真正咗 first reading pass 咗呢個初讀 C-460呢個 private member bill， 同埋自由黨嘅黨大會入邊咧係通過咗呢個 motion， 係會將呢個hard drugs 合法化，因為佢哋用一個好巧妙嘅語言藝術，就係話呢個係個健康問題，呢個唔係健康問題。如果健康問題，應該等佢哋唔可以接觸到呢啲 hard drugs， 而唔係話不斷咁樣用 hard drugs 去養活住佢哋。Thank you.
Now this is the time for you to make sure that Justin Trudeau Liberal will never come back, because when they come back, they will decriminalize or legalize, depends on which word you want to use, with all other hard drugs. This is wrong. We are now coming to Canada, immigrant to Canada, and looking forward, or actually want to even dream of our children's or children's children involved in drugs. If that's the case, this is mad. Justin Trudeau forget about 4 years. He cannot even have 4 more days as a Prime Minister. I want to make sure that this is black and white for all our media, and black and white for all our Canadians about to vote in October 21st. Justin Trudeau is simply not welcome.
Examples. When the marijuana law was passed in, it left many holes for law enforcement. So, for instance, if you're driving under influence of marijuana, the law enforcement today have very little to rely on in terms of testing drivers whether they are under influence. And to further legalize now hard drugs, that will make that environment even further danger to our society, for our children crossing the streets, or even in the work environment where they're operating machineries. That's going to be chaotic for our society, and let alone the cost that we're still trying to look at the impact now in our healthcare system that this stress will have on our people, on our society. We talked about the deficit earlier already, and this will further push us into spending more money that we didn't have to. A safe and peaceful environment in Canada will need to get rid of the Justin Trudeau government.
Daniel Lee from Willowdale. I'm a pharmacist as a profession. I have anything about zero. It's not a good idea. Where I even saw a patient where prescribed a painkiller for a surgery that she had about 2 years ago. She's still addicted to it. It is not allowed. It's not. I cannot imagine having more than one, because as a pharmacist, I've seen it in my pharmacy. I've seen it in many dispensaries where people get hooked on illicit drugs or painkillers just because they were prescribed for a few days, and then they kept taking it. And as a father of 2 great children, I cannot condone a government where they're making things, drugs, safety, another big issue. This is a big issue for election. Canada, we came to Canada for rule of law, where we respect the law. We have a prime minister who broke the ethics law twice. And we have a prime minister who legalized marijuana where only 2 countries in the world is legalized. It is unacceptable for us to do that. So in October 21st, Monday, elect a conservative government where we'll keep the promise and make sure that Canada keeps the reputation of living under the rule of law.
So I just want to make a quick statement. We all know that we've seen it over and over again that Justin Trudeau will say one thing and he'll do the other. He's been proven time and time again that he's not trustworthy. He's broken his word, and he will say anything to get the votes of Canadians. You're hearing a lot from Liberal candidates right now who are denying the fact that a Liberal government will legalize and decriminalize hard drugs, but we have evidence. We've already seen they voted for it at their national convention. It is a fact that if Justin Trudeau forms government again, they will legalize hard drugs, and we cannot afford it. Our country cannot afford it. It was only the Conservatives that voted against legalizing marijuana. But Justin Trudeau pushed that through. He wanted votes, and he wanted the young people to vote for him. He is not looking out for the best interests of Canadians. There were many witnesses from the healthcare field, from law enforcement, that said you cannot push this through, but he did it. He cares about himself. He cares about staying in office and maintaining power. He does not care about Canadians, and we cannot let him get in again.